Well, I figured that we'd hone it a little bit with the drill here and just get a little cross patch in there since there's so much rust in this thing before. I figure that it can't hurt to touch it up a hair, especially with those new rings. So we'll just hone it out here for a quick second. And I think we're about where I want to be right now. Just get a little bit of a shine to it and cross hatch, and I think we're looking good. I need to clean this out real good because I don't want any grit in my new rings here. And it shouldn't be hard. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Quick little touch up. A little bit of a crap to get out of there, and we'll clean that up and put it together. Well, I just took the air nozzle and blew in all these water jacket holes here and tried to blow down from the hopper back out of the bore to clean all that crap out. So at this point I'm ready to, I'm going to put some ATF in my cylinder walls here, and then I'm going to put it together and we'll see what happens, you know? Okay, so we're going to try to put our piston back in now, and it goes this way. The rod goes in the back. So let's do this. Now the ring compressor I'm going to put on there. So I'm going to put a little oil on these bad boys here, and then we'll put this ring compressor on there. Let's see if we can get a good amount of oil on there. Let's make sure our ring gaps are all staggered. We'll do this one up, do this one over here, and we'll do this one down. And we'll do this one that way. Alright, so we got a nice staggered ring gap. So I'm going to put this ring compressor on here. I'm going to fill this up with oil also. Go. Got that nice and tight. Let's see. Of course, my piston's already jammed. Let me get a little hammer here. Okay, let's see. Do it the regular way. There we go. Alright, so we're in. Not so bad, huh? Not so bad. So, all we got to do now is put the bearing back in the rod and put the rod on. Alright, let's see if we can get this rod on. So I got the bolts here, and there's little shims that go in there. And just kind of clean this old one up a hair first. It's got a bunch of crap on it from sitting around. And this is the bearing, which has to go in first. Oh, let's see if we can get this bearing in. Oh, that's good. Let me see if I gotta, I'm not sure if I gotta move the crank or the piston back more to reach the crank. Yeah, I do. Piston's got to get hit back a hair more. So let me do that. Okay. You know what? I'm going to get a little bit of, I'll put a little oil on that crank pin. Let's see. All right. All right, let me put my bearing back in. Now, if I turn this grease cup, I should be getting grease out this hole here. I don't think there's actually any grease in the grease cup, so I'll have to address that later. But let's get this bearing back in. There we go. Now, if I turn the crank, I should be able to reach it. There we go. So now, what I'll do is put the other half of this bearing on there. Oh, I got to put the shims in there first. Just kind of little brass shims. Let me see. Happens to be 4 of them for each side. I'll put those 4 on the top. And I got to put this bolt in the bottom, which will come in from the back side here. And I got to put 4 shims on the bottom. Shim's bent. I'll take my hammer and flatten it out. There we go. I don't know how it got bent. I think it will go back down when we tighten it up. I'll put this in the bottom. Okay. Put a little more oil in there. Now, the other half of the bearing. Something's binding me up here. Let's see, get those nuts started. I'm actually going to hit the piston in here more. Maybe I can, there we go, get this to the back here. Should have got a longer extension so I can bypass the flywheels here. Let's see. Got to get some oil on this piston. I turn my oiler on. See if we can't get some dripping going here. we'll get this thing oiled up. Now I'm going to fill up all these grease cups here too before I really do anything else. Yeah, they're empty. So let me fill these bad boys all up. And then we'll put the carb on and see if we can get this thing to run. Exciting, huh? Yeah, they're pretty much empty. So we'll fill them all up. Alright, we're going to try to put this thing back together. Okay. Alright, we got our fuel tank hooked up. We got to put the push rod here onto the valve. There we go. A couple nuts. Got our throttle rod linkage over here. Cool. So let me tighten up these nuts and we'll put a little fuel in it and we'll see what happens. I think I need a new check ball for the gas tank here. I don't know where it is. It's missing. It's not in the tube. So I'm probably going to have to take this whole damn thing apart again whenever I get that check ball. Alright, let me get a wrench and we'll get working on tightening them up.